And it's one-way video, so she actually doesn't see us, but she can hear us if it's working properly.
Come check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go ahead, come check.
White Oak High School, this is the International Space Station. How do you hear me?
Station, this is White Oak High School. We hear you loud and clear.
That is great. I have you the same. Welcome on board the International Space Station.
Thank you for having us today. This is Dr. Barnes, principal of White Oak High School. We are in what you would know as the new auditorium at White Oak High School here on Piney Green Road. And it is full of fans, family, people who know you from a few years ago, and an entire room of folks that are very proud of you for the things that you have done and that you're doing. And we can't wait to see all the great things to come. We'll put in a plug for we want a live version of you with us when you return to Earth, because the kids want to meet you, and we're very happy to have you with us today and happy to be with you. And we have a lot of great questions coming your way.
Dr. Barnes, that sounds wonderful. It is my pleasure to be with you today, and I certainly do hope that I get to visit in person. Thank you so much for all of your kind words. Hello to everyone who's there today. I'd like to say especially a hello to my dad and stepmom, as well as some of my best friends' parents who I hear are in the audience today. So thank you all for being here. I can't wait for your questions.
Absolutely. Here comes question number 1.
Hi, Christina. This is Mrs. LaRose, but you know me as Miss Barrett. And I proudly remember you as a student at our school and as a cheerleader. From that time at White Oak High School to now, working in outer space. Does a phrase we often use around here still ring true to you? Once a Viking, always a Viking?
Hello, Mrs. LaRose. Thank you. It is wonderful to hear from you. And, you know, Dr. Barnes used that phrase with me when I first emailed him to connect so that we could have this event and exchange some words about making sure that you all had a part in my space flight. And when he said, once a Viking, always a Viking, it really rang true for me. I remember my years at White Oak very fondly. They were my formative years. And I still carry with me today, every day, things that I learned there. Things like teamwork, diversity, appreciation for a multitude of different viewpoints, backgrounds, and things like that. I got into sports at White Oak, extracurriculars. I was able to pursue advanced math and science classes, which I really enjoyed as well. So I have nothing but great memories of White Oak. My siblings went to White Oak, and I'm from road right off of Piney Green myself.
Great, thank you. We're going to get ready for the next question, Tina.
Hello, my name is Nyla Yenny, and I'm currently a cheerleader and a junior at White Oak High School. My question to you is, can you tell us about the White Oak High School coin and patch you have with you, and does having belongings from home help keep you connected?
Hi, Nyla. It's great to hear from you. Go Vikings. I'm glad to hear that folks on the cheerleading team are with us today. Yes, I was very fortunate to receive some awesome little mementos from White Oak High School, and they are very, very special to me. They were personalized, actually, and I'll flip them right here in front of you. So what was made for me by some of the shops at White Oak, I believe, are these incredible coins that have the White Oak Viking on the front, and then on the back, they have the International Space Station. And I've added my own little touch here, the famous commemorative Velcro patch that, of course, we put on everything in space so that we can actually put it down and not have it float away. So those are going to be some items that I treasure forever, and I also hope to return them to White Oak so that you all can display them there. And then I also have this awesome patch, May the Force be with you, and how fitting is that for a space flight? So these mean so much to me. They remind me of all of the support that I have from my hometown and also of the time that I spent there. Mementos like this are really important here because As you can imagine, it's a very foreign environment here. It's a very almost industrial environment. We sort of work and live in the same space. So having little mementos from home and from people that you care about is really important, and they mean a lot up here.
Hi, my name is Sean Gales. I'm in my junior year here in White Oak High School, and I wanted to ask you, how often do you pass over us here in Eastern North Carolina? Because we do see you sometimes.
Well, I have to say, Sean, the answer is not often enough. Unfortunately, we only fly over about twice a day, and oftentimes those flyovers are either during your night, where it's difficult to see, or during our night, where obviously we're sleeping. So you can kind of think of it like the space station is just out there orbiting in its own path, and the Earth is rotating underneath it. So twice a day, both on one side of our orbit and on the other, since we're going around 17 times a day, we end up seeing the same point on Earth about twice in a typical day. Right now, we're not actually flying over during our standard workday here, so I haven't seen a North Carolina flyover in way too long. We're doing a flyover tonight at about midnight-ish our time, so that's about 7 p.m.-ish your time. So I'm not sure if that's one that you guys will get a glimpse of, but it means the world to me that people watch. I love, it's one of my favorite things to hear about from home is that people saw us fly over.
Hi, I'm Carly Leck, a 9th grader here at White Oak. And how long are your missions to the International Space Station normally, and why did your mission get extended?
Hi, Carly. A typical mission to the space station, how we've been operating in the past several years, is about 6 months long. And my mission got extended because we wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to learn more about even longer duration spaceflight on the human body. So obviously the human body undergoes a lot of changes when we don't have gravity pulling the fluids down to our lower part of our bodies. There's all kinds of different physiological changes that happen, and it's important to understand those so that we can apply them when we design long duration missions to go to Mars and deeper into space. So that was a real advantage of having me stay for so long. And in the meantime, it also enabled an astronaut from the United Arab Emirates to come up and then returned in the seat that my regular crew returned in. So we got kind of a lot of positive things out of the mission extension. And for me, it's also a bonus because I absolutely love the work here. I love contributing every day to this program that I've just held in such high regard my entire life. So it's a huge bonus for me to be here for so long as well.
Hello, I'm Carlin Barnes. I'm in 6th grade from Hunters Creek Middle. Can you tell us about the Artemis mission and the possibility of the first woman on the moon? And we hope you're the one to make the next giant leap.
Thank you so much. That is really, really kind of you to say. The Artemis mission is a really exciting NASA mission that's going on right now. Artemis was actually named because Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo, so it was a fitting name for going back to the moon, and this time with the first woman to walk on the surface of the moon. The mission is planned to take place over the next several years, and the first couple missions are just going to be first going to the moon with the capsule itself that's been designed by NASA to do that job, and that's called the Orion. And then we'll be going with people around the moon, and then the third Artemis mission will be actually landing astronauts on the moon. We're going to be landing in a new place on the moon. It'll be the lunar South Pole, and that's exciting because there are resources there that weren't necessarily in place in the other places we landed. And the most important of those resources is water. Water obviously represents something that we can drink and utilize for that, but it also represents rocket fuel when it's reconfigured. So it's a really exciting mission and a really exciting time to be a part of NASA. And whoever gets picked for that mission, it will be awesome. I like to say that I'm just happy that I'll probably know the first woman to walk on the surface of the moon, and I can proudly say that any of the other people in the astronaut corps would be just qualified. We're all qualified, you know, to the same standards, and it would just be my honor to see any of them walk on the surface of the moon.
Hello, my name is Alana Philogene, and I'm a senior at White Oak. And my question is, what are some examples of engineering barriers that need to be overcome in order to successfully take the human civilization to Mars?
There are definitely some big engineering barriers, but of course NASA's always up to the challenge, and the teamwork that we use to overcome those challenges is part of the excitement of working for NASA. You know, you can imagine some of the things that might just come to mind for you, even just how do you have that many, that much supplies on board, food, things that you need, even clothing, things like that that you need for a round-trip mission. You know, mission designs are anywhere from 15 months to 3 years. So just the logistics of it in and of itself, it represents a huge engineering challenge. One of the engineering challenges that I like to tell people about, because not everyone knows about it, is the radiation exposure. When we're outside of the Earth's protective magnetic field, there's a lot worse radiation exposure for the astronauts. So being able to protect, especially against big solar events that might have a big radiation emission, is actually one of the biggest things that we're looking at right now. So we're looking at shielding and other creative ways that we can keep those astronauts safe on board that mission.
Hi, my name is Emily Goins, and I'm a 10th grader. What is something you did not expect from your space exploration experience?
Gosh, there have been so many exciting and unexpected things. One thing that I like to talk about is how surprised I was at what an incredible experience it was to look back down on the Earth at the place where you're from. I completely and totally had my breath taken away the first time I saw North Carolina coastline come into focus on the Earth. And I think there's just something really moving about recognizing that where you're from and the place that you identify with is a real place on the planet in this vast universe. And, you know, that can never be more true than when you look down at it from 250 miles up out the window. And, you know, it was funny because, as you guys probably are, you're so used to being able to find, say, Jacksonville on a map. You know, the way I used to find it is I would look for the Outer Banks on the coastline and then trace them in and then look for the New River Inlet. And I could always say that was where I was from. And to have that same kind of an image on the Earth below me and be able to see all those same landmarks was truly incredible, and it was a huge surprise.
Hello, my name is Jordyn and I'm in 12th grade. What is it like to sleep in space? How do you sleep, and for how long?
Well, I am a very fortunate astronaut because for me, I actually sleep even better in space than I do on the Earth. And I brought a little prop to show you guys how we sleep in space. So this is a space sleeping bag. We don't have beds in space, obviously, because we can't lay down. And so instead, we take a sleeping bag and we actually just mount it to the wall like this. And then we zip ourselves in, and there's some holes here, so your arms just float out like this, and you just close your eyes and basically float and sleep like this all night long. We do try to sleep about the same as you might think on Earth, 8 hours a night or so. At least I definitely try to. And again, to me, one of the advantages is because you're not laying down, you don't have any hot spots, any aches or pains or anything like that. So I think it's really great sleep up here. It's very peaceful. And I remember the first couple mornings when I woke up and then realized I was floating, it was pretty startling, but it was a great feeling too.
Hi, my name is Ariana Kanda. I'm a freshman here at White Oak. And my question for you is, have you ever been scared while in space? Like during the launch or during the historic all-female spacewalk?
Great question. It's amazing because during the most high-stakes dynamic events, such as launch and spacewalks, I actually felt an incredible amount of calm. And I attribute that a lot to our training teams on the ground because they prepare us so well that when we do those things, it just feels like another day at work. Like we know every single step, and we know for sure that if anything were to go off nominal, our training would kick in and we would handle it. I will say there was one moment where I noticed my heart rate spike during my very first spacewalk, and this was way back in April. And it was the moment that I looked out in the airlock and the hatch had just opened to the vacuum of space, and we were in a night pass, so it was completely dark out. And my crewmate, he was the one that opened the hatch, and so I hadn't looked down, it was sort of towards my feet. And when I did, and I saw nothing but a huge circle of blackness, My heart rate definitely spiked, but it was just for a moment, and I immediately told myself, this is what you're doing, you're going out that door, and it came under wraps momentarily, and from then on, it was just calm, and again, I just attribute it to our great training.
Hi, my name is Christian Jensen. I'm a junior at White Oak High School, and my question is, do you have any free time and space? If so, what do you do with it? And did you bring your Uno cards?
If I had Uno cards, I definitely would have brought them to show you because they would float everywhere and it would be pretty hard to keep them down, but maybe with enough Velcro or enough upside down tape or straps, you could have a good Uno game up here. That is a good point though. We can't do a lot of the things that we're used to doing at home for fun here, and playing cards is a great example. That would be a challenge here. But we do have free time. We have some time on the weekends, and we have a little bit of time at the end of the workday. Our workdays are about 12 hours, but we try to find some time for ourselves at the end of those days, and like I said, on the weekends. One of my favorite things to do is actually to take pictures out the window. And this is my favorite pastime. As you can see, this is a camera with an 800 millimeter lens. So we have a big window that looks down on Earth, and I call it the bay window of the space station, and it's a module called the cupola. And I could spend all day in there watching the Earth go by. It's absolutely beautiful. Another thing we like to do is just spend time with each other. We have group meals, watch movies together, read. I have a favorite reading window back here. So a lot of the things you might find relaxing at home we can do here, but some of them, like playing Uno, not so much.
Hi, I'm Mila Marerro, a junior at White Oak, and what scientific discoveries or advancements have you made or worked on while residing on the ISS?
There have been so many different types of experiments since I've gotten here. Our experiments range from biology to human research to physical science, industrial processes. So some of my personal favorites that I've worked on have had to do with the pharmaceutical development. In space and in microgravity, we've actually found that we can grow protein crystals better than is possible on Earth. And these protein crystals can be the secrets to uncovering medications to fight a really wide variety of diseases. Cancer, degenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And so that's something that's really near and dear to my heart and that I really enjoy working on. We've also had the chance during my mission to employ, for the first time in space, a new gene editing technique that's called CRISPR. And we were able to look at how genes repair themselves differently in microgravity. Another really neat technology that was up here for the first time since I've been here, or advanced for the first time since I've been here, is called tissue on a chip technology. And basically it's a way to integrate biological systems along with some of the mechanical properties that they experience in the human body so that we can see how microgravity changes those processes and use that to study diseases on Earth that mimic those properties. So it's really fascinating the creative ways that we've been able to use microgravity to study things. And for me, that's been one of the most rewarding. It's also really neat to see the industrial processes that we're able to refine here. We've done better ways to make fiber optic cables with new types of materials that you can't use on the ground. We've actually done bioprinting where we can use cells to print 3D structures, and that's moving towards a world where we can actually print organs in space. So it's a really neat time, and every single day is different and holds a new, different kind of science that I get to contribute to.
Hi, I'm Jordyn Jackson. I'm a senior here at White Oak. Do you grow your own food in the space station? And what are other living things up there other than humans?
We actually do have an experiment right now where we are growing some food. We're growing Mizuno lettuce, and we are working on our third harvest of this particular instrument, or this particular run, and this is actually the third time we've grown it since I've been here, and I've been here for about 8 months. So that's really fun. We don't grow it as a sort of main source of our diet. It's sort of just a perk where we're learning how to grow plants in space, and then at the end of it, the perk is we get to have a salad once every couple months. So I really enjoy that. And in terms of other living things, there have been experiments through the years on different types of living things. One of those things is bacteria. We do a lot of gene editing and things like that on microbes and studying microbes. So it's definitely a life sciences rich environment up here.
Hi, I'm Judiana Ortiz, and I'm a senior this year. And how do you think you will feel physically and emotionally after returning to Earth, and will readjusting be hard?
It is definitely going to be quite the adjustment after 11 months coming back to Earth. And physically, some of the interesting challenges that we face aren't what you might think. You know, back in the early days of spaceflight, they were working on things like making sure your muscles didn't atrophy and your bones didn't atrophy. But now we have these exercise regimens that actually keep that from happening. So we're able to keep all our muscle, we're able to keep all of our bone, but what we can't prevent from happening is our neurovestibular system changing. So all the signals that we receive from our, ear canals and things like that, and our eyes and our other acceleration sensors on our body are operating very differently here because we don't have that gravity vector. And what happens is when you get back to Earth, you actually have to relearn how to walk. Even though we have a treadmill here and I run almost every day, I still will have to relearn how to walk when I get to Earth. So that'll be a huge adjustment, obviously. And the, psychological aspects of readjusting are also, something to definitely think about and pay attention to. I can't imagine what it's going to be like to see a bunch of people every single day, because up here I've only seen a handful of people in the last 8 months. So I'll see more people, maybe in an hour on Earth than I've seen in the last 11 months up here. So that'll be an interesting thing to readjust to. And, just coming home, getting reintegrated with your family and friends. I'm looking forward to seeing all the new cool apps that are out there, the new, businesses in my hometown and things like that. I think the world has probably changed quite a bit in the past 8 months and 11 months.
My name is Tyler Van Winkle. What does it smell like in space or on the International Space Station?
There is actually a smell that we call the space smell, and I noticed it when I first got here. Now, of course, I'm used to it, so I don't notice it on a daily basis, but when we do smell it is when we have a visiting cargo spaceship. So every month or so, we get a cargo ship, and when it docks, the area between our hatch and the hatch that it has that we open up is an area that had just been exposed to the vacuum of space. And when you first open that hatch, you smell it's almost like a metallic smell. And, we think that it's basically because all the materials that are exposed to that vacuum of space and exposed to the different, the atomic oxygen that's out there, the radiation that's out there, it does have a very characteristic smell. But other than that, it's just, smells like any workplace or any place like that. I don't even notice it anymore.
Hi, my name is Brighton Winslow, and I'm a sophomore here at White Oak High School. Since it's almost Thanksgiving, what food are you craving most from back home on Earth?
Well, I can tell you, I think I miss my family and friends more than the food, and relative to Thanksgiving, that's for sure. But I have to say I do think about some of the foods I miss occasionally. I think up here, we only have foods that are rehydrated or that are thermostabilized, essentially like an MRE style meal. And that's all we've eaten over the, for the whole time we're up here. So one thing that kind of lacks in that type of a food is texture. We don't have anything like chips because they would just flake and fly everywhere. So honestly, a good, corn chips and salsa sounds really good to me right now.
I'm Savannah Carnes. I'm a senior at White Oak, and my question is, how would a permanent space station on the moon compare to what you're experiencing now on the ISS? And do you think we will have one someday?
I definitely think we will have one someday, and I think the lives that those astronauts are going to be leading will be similar in some ways. I think that it'll be a very operational environment for, the next few decades for sure, and probably a lot of science. The biggest difference is going to be there'll be a little bit of gravity, whereas here we have a microgravity environment and we can just, float anywhere, anytime. There they'll have 1/6 gravity of what we experience on Earth. So they can actually stand. They can actually kind of probably lay down. So in some ways, life will be a little bit more similar to Earth. Also, the types of science that they do will be different. Probably a lot more planetary geology and things like that. Some exploration type things. They'll probably actually get to go outside the space station more. Here, of course, we only go outside when we have a spacewalk, and that's a very rare occurrence. So I think it'll be a really, really awesome place to live, and I hope that it happens sooner rather than later.
Christina, this is Brendan Dillman, the STEM Academy Director here at White Oak High School. And I know your time is precious up there. So on behalf of the STEM Academy, as well as the many people in attendance today, and all of the Onslow County school system, I would like to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to speak with you today and learn from your incredible experiences on the International Space Station. We are truly inspired by your hard work and dedication to the field of science and space exploration. We love you to the moon and back, and we can't wait to welcome you back here at the Oak once you are safely back on the ground. Thank you again for this opportunity, and may the force be with you.
Thank you so much for those words and for all the wonderful questions today. As I said, it has been absolutely my pleasure to be with you all today. I think that you all inspire me, maybe even more than you know. I want to thank all the teachers at White Oaks, those that are still there from when I was there, and all the new ones that are out there inspiring the students who are, contributing in every way to all of your academic pursuits and your sports pursuits, athletics, and extracurriculars. You guys are in a wonderful time at a wonderful place. I miss Onslow County, I miss Jacksonville, and I definitely look forward to visiting when I'm back on Earth. And with that, I will say goodbye from the International Space Station.